How to Be a 3% Man by Corey Wayne. Picture this. You meet a girl, not just any girl. She's the kind of girl that quiets the room when she walks in. The kind of girl you've pictured in your daydreams. And the craziest part? She seems to like you. A lot. She's laughing at your jokes, touching your arm. Her eyes are locked on yours. She's aggressive, forward, and you feel like you finally won the lottery. You get her number. You talk on the phone for hours. You go on a few dates, and every signal tells you this is it. She's calling you constantly. And then, nothing. The calls stop. Your texts go unanswered. She vanishes, like smoke in the wind. You're left staring at your phone, completely baffled, hurt, and asking yourself the same old question. What on earth did I do wrong? That exact experience happened to a man named Corey Wayne, and that painful confusion, it became the spark for a lifelong quest, a journey to understand what so many of us never learn, the truth about what women are actually attracted to, not what they say they want, but what they emotionally respond to on a deep, primal level. His journey led him to a startling conclusion. Only about 3 out of every 100 men truly understand this dynamic. These are the 3% men. They're not necessarily the richest or the best looking. They are the men who understand the subtle dance of masculine and feminine energy. They are centered, confident, and have a purpose in life that is bigger than any one woman. And because of that, women are naturally, irresistibly drawn to them. Today, we are going to unpack the secrets from his book, How to Be a 3% Man, and I promise you, by the end of our time together you will have a roadmap. A roadmap to becoming that kind of man. You will understand why the nice guy so often finishes last, why a woman's attraction for you can vanish in the blink of an eye, and most importantly, how to build and maintain that powerful magnetic attraction that is the foundation of any great romance. This isn't about learning pickup lines or playing games. This is about understanding the fundamental truth of attraction so you can become the kind of man who doesn't need to play games at all. Let's begin with the most fundamental question, the one that sits at the heart of all the confusion men feel about women. Why is it that the women you truly want never seem to want you back, while the ones you're not so interested in are the ones who pursue you relentlessly? It's a frustrating paradox, isn't it? You meet a woman who takes your breath away, and you do everything you've been told is right. You're kind, you're complimentary, you show her you're interested, you're available whenever she calls, you act like the perfect nice guy, and in the end you get the dreaded, I think we should just be friends. Then, you watch her walk away with a guy who seems to treat her with indifference, a guy who seems like a bit of a jerk. What is going on here? According to Corey Wayne, the answer lies in a complete misunderstanding of what creates attraction. We've been fed a script by movies, television, and even well-meaning advice from female friends. The script says, shower her with attention, buy her flowers, tell her how you feel, and you will win her heart. But this script is fundamentally flawed because it ignores the most powerful force in the dynamic between men and women, polarity. Think of it like 2 magnets. When you have a North Pole and a South Pole, there is a powerful, undeniable pull. They snap together with a satisfying click. But if you try to push 2 North Poles together, they repel each other. There's no spark, no energy, just awkward resistance. This is the essence of masculine and feminine energy. Masculine energy, at its core, is about purpose, drive, mission, and direction. It's about succeeding, accomplishing, and breaking through barriers. A man who is grounded in his masculine energy knows where he is going in life. He has a mission, a purpose that guides him like a compass. This purpose is his anchor. It is his mountain. Feminine energy, on the other hand, is about opening up, bonding, connection, and receiving. It's a flowing, emotional, creative energy. A woman in her feminine energy wants to feel safe. She wants to be able to open her heart to a man's strength and direction, to his unwavering presence. Attraction, that magnetic electric spark, is created when these two energies are in opposition. A man strong in his masculine core creates a powerful pull for a woman strong in her feminine core. The problem is, the modern nice guy has been taught to act in a way that is actually feminine in nature. When a man chases a woman relentlessly, constantly calling and texting, trying to lock her down and talk about his feelings, he is acting from a place of feminine energy. He is seeking connection and reassurance, rather than leading from a place of purpose. To a woman, this feels off. It feels weak. There's no polarity. It's like trying to push two north poles together. She won't feel safe with him, because he isn't grounded in his own masculine strength. He is not a rock. He is a leaf in the wind, and she can't trust him to be her mountain. This brings us to one of the book's most memorable analogies. Women are like cats, and men are like dogs. Think about a dog. A dog is man's best friend. He's eager, loving, and will come running the moment you call his name. If you push him away, he'll come right back, tail wagging, just happy to be near you. He gives his affection freely and instantly. Many men approach dating with this dog-like energy. They are eager, they pursue, and they don't understand the concept of strategic retreat. Now think about a cat. A cat does what it wants, when it wants. You can call a cat, but it will only come to you if it feels like it. Often, it will just give you a bored look that says, "Who? Me? I'm busy washing my paws." A cat is mysterious. It's independent. It will observe you from a distance, deciding if you are worthy of its attention. If you are too aggressive, too sudden, or too needy, the cat will bolt and hide under the bed. The only way to entice a cat is to be patient, to let it come to you. It might brush against your leg and walk away. A few minutes later, it might come back and circle you cautiously. Eventually, if it feels safe and comfortable, it will jump into your lap and start to purr. And oddly enough, the person in the room a cat is often most drawn to is the one who isn't trying to get its attention at all. This is the secret to attraction. You must let a woman come to you at her own pace. You must be the calm, centered presence in the room that she becomes curious about. When you chase her, you are acting like a dog chasing a cat. And what does a cat do when it's chased? It runs faster. A 3% man understands this instinctively. He embodies the calm, confident strength that makes a woman curious. He doesn't chase. He leads. He creates an opportunity for her to become interested, and then he gives her the space to let that interest grow naturally. He knows that a woman is far more attracted to a man whose feelings are a little unclear. It creates a sense of mystery, a delicious challenge. It engages her mind and her emotions. She starts to wonder about him. Does he like me? I thought he did, but he hasn't called. I wonder what he's doing right now. When she starts asking those questions, she is the one who is thinking about you. She is the one investing her emotional energy. She is, in essence, starting to chase you. And here's the golden rule. A woman who is chasing you can't be getting rid of you. So how does this translate from theory into practice? How do you actually behave like a 3% man, from the first moment you see a woman to building a lasting relationship? It starts before you even speak to her. It starts with your own life. Remember, masculine energy is about purpose. The most attractive thing a man can have is a mission in life that he is genuinely passionate about. This isn't about your job title or how much money you make. It's about having a direction, something you are striving for, that excites you and gets you out of bed in the morning. A man who is pursuing his purpose gives off a completely different energy than a man who hates his job and is just drifting through life. He is more confident, more relaxed, and more alive. Women can feel this from across the room. It's a vibe, an aura. When you do see a woman you're interested in, your first goal is not to get her phone number. Your first goal is simply to make her smile and feel comfortable. To have a fun, light-hearted interaction. You approach with confidence, shoulders back, head up, making easy eye contact. Your mindset should be one of playful indifference. You are there to see if she is interesting enough for you, not to desperately seek her approval. When you start talking, you don't unload your life story or launch into a monologue. You remain a mystery. You do this by asking her questions. People love to talk about themselves. Let her do 80% of the talking. You are the one in control of the conversation because you are the one asking the questions. Keep it light, playful, and positive. Tease her gently, like you would a bratty little sister that you secretly adore. For example, when you walk up, instead of the boring, "Hi, my name is Bob," you simply say, "Hi. What's your name?" She says, "Jessica." You reply, "Well, Jessica, it's nice to meet you." And then you pause. You don't offer your name right away. This is a small test, a subtle probe. If she has a low level of attraction, she'll just say, "Nice to meet you too," and the conversation might stall. But if she's interested, she'll ask, "And what's your name?" Right there, you've learned something valuable. She's curious, she's engaged, she's leaning in. After about 5 to 10 minutes of fun, playful conversation, you are the one who ends it. You say, "Hey Jessica, I've got to run, but what's your phone number?" Or, if you're feeling particularly bold, "I've got to run, but I'd love to meet up for a drink sometime. When are you free to get together?" You make definite plans, right then and there. An alpha male is a leader. He is decisive. He doesn't say, maybe we could, hang out sometime. He says, "Let's meet at this place, at this time." It conveys confidence and certainty. Once you have the number or the date, you leave. You give her a warm hug and walk away with purpose. This leaves her wanting more. It builds anticipation and keeps you mysterious. Now comes the part where most men completely fail, the phone call. The average guy gets a number on a Friday night and calls on Saturday morning, breathless with excitement. This screams neediness. It tells her she is the most important, most urgent thing happening in your life. A 3% man is a busy man, actively living his purpose. He has options. The rule of thumb is to wait a few days. If you meet her on a weekend, you might call her on a Tuesday or Wednesday to set a date for the following week. This space is absolutely crucial. It gives her time to wonder about you. All the other guys she met are calling her the next day, their eagerness palpable. You're the only one who isn't. You stand out. You become the mystery, the challenge, the one that got away. When you do call, you keep it short and sweet. The phone is for setting dates, not for getting to know each other or having long heart-to-heart talks. You chat for a few minutes, share a laugh, and then you say, "So when are you free to meet up for a drink?" You set a definite date, time, and place. And then you get off the phone. Your goal is to see her in person, where real connection and chemistry happen. This brings us to the first date. The mantra for a successful date is beautifully simple. Hang out, have fun, and hook up. Hang out. This means creating a fun, low-pressure environment. A simple drink or coffee is often better than a formal, expensive dinner for a first date. It's easy to leave gracefully if there's no chemistry. A great strategy is to have 2 or 3 different places in mind beforehand. You meet for a drink, and if it's going well, you say, "You know what would be fun? There's a place around the corner with a pool table. Let's go play a game." By taking her to 2 or 3 different spots in one evening, it creates the psychological experience of having multiple dates in one night, which rapidly builds comfort and connection. Have fun. This is the most important part of the date. Your job is to lead the fun. Keep the conversation positive and uplifting. No complaining about your ex, your terrible job, or your problems. You are there to make her laugh and feel good in your presence. When a woman associates you with feeling good, her attraction for you skyrockets. And again, let her do most of the talking. Be genuinely fascinated by her. Listen actively to what she says. Women remember everything, and they will test you later to see if you were actually paying attention. Remembering small details she told you is one of the most powerful ways to raise her attraction. Hook up. This doesn't necessarily mean sleeping together on the first date, although it certainly can. It means you are not afraid to be a man and escalate things physically. You are not her friend. You are a potential lover. You must treat her like one. This is where you read her signals carefully. Is she bumping into you playfully? Touching your arm when she laughs? Playing with her hair? These are invitations. Green lights telling you to proceed. At the end of the date, or whenever the moment feels right, you go for the kiss. This is the kiss test. You don't ask permission. You lead. You kiss her on the lips, not the cheek. A kiss on the cheek is the kiss of death. It signals friendship and nothing more. If she kisses you back, fantastic. If she gives you the cheek, it means there's no romantic interest, and you know not to waste your time on a second date. After the first date, the mystery continues. You don't call her the next day to tell her you had a great time and can't wait to see her again. You give her space to breathe and think. You go back to the rule of calling once a week to set up 1 date per week. But something interesting starts to happen around the second or third date. If you've been doing everything right, maintaining your mystery, and being genuinely fun to be around, she will start to contact you. She might text you a day or 2 after your date and say, "I had a really fun time the other night," maybe with a smiley face. This is the turning point. This is her starting to pursue you, exactly as planned. When she reaches out, your job is simple. You chat for a minute, keep it light, and then you use her initiation as an opportunity to set the next date. "I had a great time too. When are you free to get together again?" This is the dance, the rhythm of courtship. You initiate contact once a week. She starts filling in the gaps by contacting you. As her attraction grows, she'll contact you more and more frequently. You'll go from seeing each other once a week to twice a week to 3 or 4 times a week. The frequency increases naturally at her pace. She is coming to you, drawn like a moth to a flame. You are simply opening the door when she knocks. During these first 2 months, you are still dating other women casually. You are not exclusive. This is crucial for several reasons. It maintains your abundance mindset. You are a catch, and you have options. This reality makes you even more attractive to her. She can sense it on some level. So when does it become a relationship? Simple. When she brings it up. Around week 7 or 8, if her attraction has reached a high enough level, she will be falling in love. She'll start to say things like, "So where is this going?" Or, "I'm not seeing anyone else, you know." This is her way of asking for exclusivity, of wanting to lock you down. Again, you don't just immediately agree. You playfully explore what she means. "What do you mean, where is this going? Are you trying to lock me down already?" Keep it light, keep it fun. Make it feel like it's her idea to make you her boyfriend. Because it is her idea. She's the one who wants commitment. Once you are in a committed relationship, a lot of men make the fatal mistake of thinking the job is done. They get complacent. They think, I've got the girl. Now I can relax and be myself. This is the beginning of the end, the slow death of attraction. The courtship never ends. Ever. Everything you did to make her fall in love with you is what you must continue to do to keep her in love with you. You must continue to date her regularly. You must continue to be unpredictable and mysterious. You must continue to be her rock, her unshakable mountain. This is where the polarity becomes even more important over time. A woman wants to feel safe enough to surrender completely into her feminine energy. She can only do that if she trusts deeply that you are firmly rooted in your masculine. This means you are the leader of the relationship. You handle things. You take her pain and worry away, not by solving all her problems for her, but by listening to her and being an unshakable presence. When she comes to you upset, after a hard day at work, your job is not to offer solutions or fix things. Your job is to listen. To simply be there and let her talk and vent. You ask questions like, "Tell me more," and "How did that make you feel?" You let her empty her heart, and you just hold that space for her without judgment. When she feels heard and truly understood by you, she feels safe. The emotional storm passes, and she can return to her joyful feminine self. But women will test you. They will create emotional storms just to see if you can handle them, to see if you're truly the mountain you appear to be. She might get angry or seemingly irrational. She might even say she hates you in the heat of the moment. In that moment, she does feel that way. But a 3% man doesn't get pulled into her storm. He doesn't argue with her or try to logic his way out. He stays calm, centered, and often uses humor to gently break the tension. He remains her mountain, unshakable in the face of the hurricane. When she sees that she can't knock you off your center, she feels safe again. She trusts your masculine core, and her attraction for you deepens even more. Your purpose in life must always come first, even in a relationship. An alpha male will choose his purpose over a woman if forced to choose between the two. And ironically, this is what makes him so deeply attractive. He is not needy. His identity is not wrapped up in her or the relationship. He is a whole person on his own, and she is a wonderful complement to his life, not the entire center of it. The care and feeding of a woman, in the long term, is about giving her your full presence. When she gets her hair done, she wants you to notice and appreciate it. When she calls you in the middle of the day, she wants to feel your love and attention. When she is upset, she wants you to feel her heart and hold space for her emotions. By consistently being that strong, centered, loving, and unpredictable man who continues to court her enthusiastically, you keep the polarity alive. You keep the magic alive, burning bright. You become one of the 3% of men who don't just get the woman of their dreams, but know how to keep her madly in love with them for a lifetime. When you first hear the ideas in how to be a 3% man, it can be a bit jarring, maybe even controversial. The advice often seems to go against everything we've been taught about being nice and openly showing our interest. Wait days to call, let her bring up being exclusive, be a challenge. It can feel counterintuitive, maybe even a little manipulative. But as you dig deeper into the reasoning, you start to see that this isn't about games or manipulation at all. It's about understanding something much more profound. The unspoken language of attraction that flows between masculine and feminine energy. What Corey Wayne lays out is less a set of rigid rules and more a return to a natural order, a dynamic that has existed for thousands of years. It's a guide to becoming a man who is so grounded in his own purpose and confidence that he doesn't need to play games. His very presence becomes naturally attractive. The most powerful lesson in this book, in my opinion, has very little to do with women and everything to do with you as a man. The core message is not really about how to get the girl. It's about how to become the man you were always meant to be. It's a call to find your purpose, to build your confidence from the inside out, and to become a leader in your own life. The success with women is simply a natural byproduct of that internal work, a side effect of becoming your best self. When a man has a mission he's genuinely passionate about, he walks differently, he talks differently. He has a quiet strength that doesn't require validation from anyone else. This is the essence of the 3% man. He isn't trying to be attractive. He just naturally is, because he's focused on something bigger than himself. And that's why this book resonates with so many men. It's not just for single men looking to date or pick up women. The principles of polarity, leadership, and maintaining the courtship are perhaps even more vital for men who have been in a relationship for years or even decades. It's a wake-up call against complacency, a reminder that attraction is not a one-time event that happens and then stays forever. It's a fire that must be tended to, fueled, and protected every single day. So how can you start applying these ideas today in a simple, practical way? First, take 30 minutes today and think deeply about your purpose. Forget about relationships for a moment. What drives you? What do you want to build, create, or achieve in your life? What would make you jump out of bed excited every morning? Write it down. Having clarity on your own mission is the very first step to building that strong masculine core. Second, for the next week, practice being a mystery in all your interactions. In every conversation you have, whether it's with a friend, a family member, or a stranger, make a conscious effort to ask more questions and talk less about yourself. Let them do 80% of the talking. Just observe how it changes the dynamic and how people respond to you. You'll be amazed at how much more engaged people become when you are genuinely interested in them rather than trying to impress them. And third, become a dedicated student of human nature. Pay attention to body language everywhere you go. Notice the subtle dance of approach and retreat in social settings. The book provides a detailed chart of attraction levels based on a woman's actions and behaviors. You don't need to memorize it perfectly, but just start observing the world through this lens. See if you can spot the signals. This isn't about judging people. It's about learning to read the unspoken language that is being communicated all around you every day. Ultimately, this book is a challenging read because it asks you to unlearn a lifetime of cultural programming and well-meaning but incorrect advice. But it's also an incredibly empowering one. It gives you a blueprint not just for attraction, but for self-respect and self-mastery. It teaches you to be the leader of your own life, to value your own time, and to be the unshakable rock that not only attracts the woman of your dreams, but also makes her feel safe, adored, and completely free to be the joyful feminine woman she was always meant to be. That was a summary of How to Be a 3% Man by Corey Wayne. We've certainly covered the main ideas today, but I'll be honest with you. A summary can only ever be a map. The real treasure is found when you walk the path yourself. The true magic happens in those quiet moments of reading, when a particular story or a simple phrase connects with you in a way you didn't expect, like a key turning in a lock. This overview is designed to help you decide if this book is worth your time and attention. If anything we've talked about today has struck a chord with you, I encourage you to grab a copy and dive in. Reading it isn't just about learning information or adding to your knowledge. It's an experience that can genuinely change the way you see yourself, your relationships, and your place in the world. Also, if you found this summary valuable and it gave you something to think about, I'd be grateful if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss our next journey into another life-changing book. Let's keep learning and growing together.